Hiya people, I'm glad you're all here. What a week. There's a reason why I hate kids. I got 7 grandchildren, and to have them all in the same house at the same time, you can only guess what goes on. I'm glad I spent most of my time out there in the conservatory, out of the way, came in for lunch, and that was it. Oh, and to get to the fridge to get my beer. So, right, today I'll switch over to that one. And in fact, I'll go full screen only. There we go. We've only got 2 non-runners, and we've only got 2 motorcycles. Hello, Brett. It doesn't take a long time before he comes up on this screen. What do you get? What? Yes. Do you hear that? Is it? Everybody, there's 6 of you on now, right? Brett just called me a git. I'll have you know it's an old git. Right, we've only got 2 motorbikes, and we got 2 non-runners and 4 trailers. And then we're going into the vans. And there's a nice one in here for you, Brett. There's a Sprinter, and I think it's going to go cheap. I'll scroll down. Where was it? There it is. Look at that. 2010 Sprinter. 2010. Right. What did I say? It had a guideline of 3 grand on it. Got a rip in the seat. Got a needle and thread in you, right? But it's only a medium wheelbase. It's not the long one, the long one. It's the medium wheelbase, which is ample room for what you want. And but it's typical Sprinter. It's got rust. This one's only got 156,000 on the clock, whereas the ambulance has got 350,000 on the clock. But you know, it's how you go. You know, it all depends. Medium wheelbase will do in a Sprinter. Medium wheelbase in a Transit, I say, will be too short for you. The short wheelbase Transit is got about 8'6" floor in it. The medium wheelbase has got about 10'6" floor, right? Whereas the long wheelbase has got a 12-foot floor. So if you go for the medium wheelbase at 10 foot, put a 6-foot bed in there, you've only got 4 foot left. You know, okay, you're going to put seats in the front that'll spin round and face backwards. So you've gained that extra couple of foot. But I say you go for the long wheelbase Transit. The Jumbo has got nearly 13 or 14 foot. So it shows how much longer they are. They're another bloody 3 foot longer. But a long wheelbase Transit, medium wheelbase in a Sprinter, and long wheelbase in a Transit. But it looks good. You know, it's got this normal things, but you know, 2010 was 8 years old, 9 years old nearly. What else have we got? We've got Transits in, but they're just semis, I think they were, if I can find them. I can't even find one now. Yeah, there was a minibus in somewhere. Where was the minibus? I need my glasses to find my glasses. That one's going to be a good one. That's an ex-ambulance, right? But it's only a sort of a short whip. You wouldn't get in that, mate. You can stand in it, but it is short. It is short. Let's keep going through the pictures. They're quite nice. I like them. I like them. Take your stickers off the back door. Yeah. We've got a few coming on now. There's 12 of us on now. It's not due to start for about another 5 minutes. I've got it running on here so I can see some of the pictures. I don't like the ramps on the back because they cut the floor around, but you know, hey, what? If you put another false floor in there, you've got somewhere to hide your stuff. Some extra storage underneath. What else have we got? There was a transit minibus. Where there it is. Couldn't see for looking. On a 2007. Put the kettle on it. I filled it up ready to go. I'm just glad you live so far away from me that you don't just pop round for a coffee. I've got the heating on and it is coming up from underneath this breakfast bar. Lovely. My chest is nice and warm. My pot belly is nice and warm. This is only a semi-I. You can't quite stand up in it. It's the long wheelbase. Got a cage in the back. Put your dog in, if you had a dog. No, if you were just down the road, Brett, at least you know you'd get a hand to teach you some more DIY God skills. This thing, this transit, ain't too bad. A few marks on it. It's direct from a company. I think it's lease hire. It was. It's got 160,000 on the clock. But you know, they're just about running at that. So that's a little tiny short wheelbase thing. You wouldn't get in that. And then we've got about 10 little vans. There's a Brett Noddy Mobile. You get in that one, Brett. They've only got a 6 foot bed. It was just under 6 foot inside. Too small. Transit Connect. Reliable though. Let's go back and see what the guidelines. These are on the right hand side of the screen. I don't know whether you can see them. Let me just get rid of my ugly mug. On the right hand side of the screen, it gives you a guideline of what they're going to approximately fetch. They do go sometimes more than that. But that transit minibus is on 2275. That Sprinter is only on £3,000. Of course, you've got it states on them all. It's got plus VAT and the indemnity, unless it's stated otherwise. That one they've only got 2775 plus the 300 quid indemnity plus VAT. Let's have a look. That ambulance. Okay, he's high mileage. You got 354,000 on him. But ambulances are so well maintained engine-wise and transmission-wise, you can't really go wrong with them. If you blow it up, it's because you've bloody thrashed it. What else? That's about it. We got two small. Showed you those on the video yesterday. You got two small Vivaros, Vauxhalls. They are way too low, but they were tidy. There was hardly any marks on those. What time is it? It's 4 minutes to. They keep trying to sell these non-runners off, but look at the guidelines: 6-7 grand for 2010, 2011. I just don't think they're going to get it, and I like it because there's only two motorbikes. Mange 2 will be pleased. He only comes on to see the motorbikes. He's motorbike mad. 2015, no wonder that one's up at 6.5 grand. I've had a couple of requests for the trailers this week as well, to have a look at the trailers and give them a guideline on what they fetch, but they don't give a guideline on this screen, as you can see down the side here. It's only the vans that they give a guideline for. But anyway, I had a delivery this morning. I'll come down to this other camera. There are, look. Oh, had a delivery. I wanted it. This is the video for tomorrow, by the way. I'll only come to see with. Well, I hope you like big girls, because that's all we got in Leinster is big girls. Had a delivery. I'm fed up with not knowing really what my van is drawing on power. So I've got one of those amp meters, Chinese. It even although it said it was Liverpool, it still came from China. And because it says, oh no, Taiwan by the looks. I needed to know what I am drawing. Hello, Mr. M. Happy New Year. Yes, thank you. From Mike. Oh, yeah. Ambulances yesterday. There's only one ambulance. Well, there's two ambulances in this week. I'll tell you about this. This will be this video for tomorrow. The ambulances, the paperwork has not come through for them, so they want to hold them back for another week at least. They said it'll be most probably next week, but if not, it'll definitely be the following week. So, but I did look at them, and they got the mirror replacements in, you know, the rear view mirror. They got screens on those with backup cameras, and I showed you in that video yesterday that it had got cameras inside the van as well. Kev, have you got your camera on you? Yeah, I always have a camera on me. Oh, you mean that one? I clicked on it and I didn't flick it over. It's where let's have a look. Screen with face. Look at that. Right. Yeah, the cam those ambulances, they have got cameras inside as well as at the rear. I was quite surprised when I saw that yesterday, because I did get in and have a walk around them. And then there's this other one. That one is down as direct from ambulance service, and that was real tidy. That one was. But as it is this week, only this one, this one ambulance is in this week. That's all cleaned up. I'm quite surprised. All the beds and everything. Hi, Alan. All the beds and everything are still in there, and all the connections, and there's no oxygen in there, but all the connections are there. Right, it looks like I'll go back to get it online, and possibly they might have started on the such a rigmarole to get around to it. You've got to click on bid online and then go to live. And then we got them. Have we got sound today? I don't know. Until they come on, I don't really know if they got sound. Some weeks I get sound, some weeks I don't. I much prefer it if there's sound. I much prefer it if there's sound, because I don't have to talk so much. At your age, bet you have got a few cameras up your rear. I tell you what, yes, and they bloody hurt. I wish they would have filed the corners off them. Yeah, it's when they come into the ward and they're wearing their helmets and they're with their lights on, and it hurts. Don't worry, mate. You're catching me up. The only thing is, you're not getting no younger. You are getting older. Right? I've got as old as I'm going to get, and you're going to catch me up eventually. They haven't started yet, so it's 1 minute past 11. Kev, does Dallas? Who's Dallas? Didn't get that one. I don't know. Kev does dollars. Do you want to know what I got for Christmas? If you come up and say yes, I'll tell you what I got for Christmas. And yeah, well, and none of that, Brett. I want to know what you got for Christmas as your main present. Did you buy yourself something, or did people buy you stuff? And if you don't want it, can I have it? Oh, and you've started Tyler drawing, by the way. You watched that one. My comedy genius is wasted. Yeah. 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 Yes, hi Andy. Yes, you do. Is all I got for Christmas. was a bloody microphone that don't work. It works, but it's so bloody quiet I couldn't hear it. And the bill. That's all I got. I had to pay for the Christmas dinner, the decorations, everything. And then, so I got the bill and a microphone off the daughter. I keep telling her, yeah, it's perfect. It's not. Can't bloody hear it. I've been all day yesterday with it plugged in to the laptop and trying to alter all the settings to try and get it to work, and it would not work. It would not work. I reckon they've started without us, you know. And I'm going to try refreshing the screen. Yes, I thought they had started without us.
2019.
Yeah.
Just a few announcements before we
right,
do
is the
start
sound coming through to you? Because
all lots are sold
morning,
subject to
Simon.
conditions of sale, copies of which are available at the office. Please pay particular attention.
I need to know if the sound's coming to you, because I don't really know. I can hear it, but sometimes I get feedback off it, so I've got to turn it right down.
Payments may be made in cash or debit card, and a maximum cash payment limit.
Price of this is absolutely stupid for a non-runner. I just can't work it out.
Indemnity. We charge the indemnity plus the VAT on each lot purchased. Please obtain the details of the rates from the cash office. Descriptions. All vehicles are sold on the auctioneer's description.
Thanks, Mike.
At the time of sale only. And any information buyers obtain related
So who's interested in what?
Contract of sale.
Because I'll try and remember back to yesterday when I looked over them. I know somebody was after the trailer. I don't know who that was. I can't remember.
And does not form part of the contract of sale. Provisional sales. Buyers and sellers of vehicles sold provisionally are asked to attend at the provisional office immediately.
I don't know. It was all right when they used to do video as well. The video was pretty good. Because the girl up there now, she is beautiful, slim and beautiful, and she never ever smiled at me.
All vehicles and personal items are here entirely at your own risk, and no responsibility can be taken by Brightwells for any loss or damage whilst on this site. So we start off with a couple of non-runners, which will be
Simon High Top, CREHY, whatever one of those is.
Lot number one we go to is December.
They're all across the bottom there.
The Land Rover Discovery 4.
Oh, I moved it. Oh, get that back up so we can see the bottom as well. That's it, otherwise you miss the prices.
It's got engine trouble declared.
That's the bid history on this side. And that's the current bid, which the current bid comes to the top. Brinter Ambulance, interested to know what it goes for. Lots of rust, yeah. For some reason, all those that I showed yesterday, boy, they've got some rust on them. Wow. And they can't even drive it from there. Don't run. Oh, the Renault Traffic, yes, yeah, that one is nice. If I go for one, that Renault Traffic, I'd like. Ideal little weekender. I don't think I could live in it. But I do like it for the fact it is nice and compact. Ambulance, I should imagine it'd be insulated, but I didn't see if there was a heater in it.
Diesel is a 3-litre TDV6 GS 5-door automatic. 148,000 miles on this, warranted. V5 is here with one owner. It's got the maintenance.
Flip my kettle on. Oh. Who else wants one?
Of the VAT, one owner only, 6 and away, 6,000, 5,000, 4,000, 3,500, bid at 3,500, 3,500 now, 3,500, 3,800, at 3,800, bid at 3,800, 3,900.
Oh, I tell you what, I'll tell you a little story. But they don't go back to school until tomorrow. And my daughter has taken them up to my ex-wife's, their grannies. And she's looking after them this morning so I can do this in peace and quiet. But I said, oh, why are you dropping them off at Granny's? Why aren't you up with Granny's as well? She's gone for a job interview. And I've just had a text message. She got the job. I thought, great, I got my kitchen back. Only trouble is that means it's me that's got to do supper, tea at night time, dinner at night time. Don't mind that. But I ain't going to school to fetch the kids. And bloody kids are rough at that school. They frighten me. 3-2, 3-4, 6. Oh, that's a lot of money. But I just don't know the price of bikes. Never had any interest in them since I fell off. I had a Rally FS1E, all frizzy. And I thought, right, I'll go bigger. And I went out and got a Suzuki 350. Second day I had it, took a bend too sharp and leaned her down too far, foot stand hit the floor, off I came. A lot of skin and cloth on the floor. That's more my style. Little scooter. Oh, 100 quid. She electric. Yeah, she's an electric bike. That'll do. At 100 only, at 100, 120, at 120 now, 120, at 120 but at 120, at 120 then, hammers up, last call, weighing done at 120. Law number 21 out the police, onto the runner trailers we've got here now from the police. Yeah, I'm quite surprised all these trailers are from the police, I think. On this one, plus the VAT, okay, plus the VAT on these. Oh, I know, White Farmers ain't going out one of them trailers. Where is it? 2,000, 2,000. Oh, yeah, I thought I'd gone deaf then. Come on, surely. 500, 5 bid of 5. At 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,000. At 1,000, 11, 12, 13, 14. At 14 bid of 1,400. At 1,400. 1,400 quid is cheap. 1,500 left. 16, 17, 18, 19, 2,000. Now it's getting roughly to what they are worth. 2,000 bid. At 2,000 then. Hammers up at 2,000. Sold away at 2,000. Front row on the red ticket is number 6060. Law number 22 out the police end, a tour van box trailer. Is the somebody just say is the volume on the girl on the auction site loud enough or too loud? Because it is distorting a little bit this end. 9 at 9 bid at 9, 1,000 out, 1,000 bid at 1,000 front row, 1,112. At 12 bid at 12, at 1,200 now at 1,200, front row it is, at 1,200 bid at 1,200, at 1,200 Ben, hammers up, last call, sold away at 12. It's okay, good, thanks mate. 60. Law number 23 out the police, the Arthur Williams box trailer. Minimum fees apply, plus the VAT, 208, 2,000, 5 bid at 5, at 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. At 9 is there, 1,000 on the gate, 1,100, 12, 13. At 13 bid, 1,400, 15, 16, 17. At 17 bid is on the gate now. At 1,700. That would annoy me if I'm going for one and there's a lot of people bidding. Sold it'll be at 1,700. Little plant trailer. Law number 24 out the police. Arthur Williams trailer to us again. It's a smaller one. That was in the building, that was. Nobody could get to see it. 800, 800, 500, Starmy, come on. 500, 100 bid. At 100 now, 100. At 100, bid at 100. 150, 200. Yes? 250 internet. 300, at 3 bid at 3. At 300 in the hall it is at 300. At 350 net. 400, at 4 bid at 4, at 400 now, 400, in the hall it is. I had one of those and I let it go for 500 quid. Hiya Dave. We were only talking about you about 10 minutes ago. I wouldn't have said that about you, but Brett did. 81, now we go
through to the doorway. We're on number 81 out the police, November 14, 64 plate. The Vauxhall Vivaro short wheelbase diesel. It's a 2-litre CDTI van.
I'm proud of you, Dave.
69,000 warranted on the
I watched your video last night, and you're attempting to do all that electric work.
4,000, 3,000, 2 and
I'm glad you researched it, but I'm proud of you for trying it.
18, 16, 18.
And it looked like you were getting it right too.
2,000 at 222. 23, 24.
I showed them earlier. I got electrical. My video will be electrical tomorrow. I got what you call it, amp meter going. I'm fed up not knowing what amperage I'm pulling off there. I know what power's left in the battery, but not what amperage I'm pulling. Because then I know which lights to have off and which ones to have on. Plus, I got another fag lighter to go in there with a USB socket. I ain't sure whether the daughter said she wants that in the car. This one I got a load of marks on the sliding door from where they took all the stickers off.
At 16 bid, 1,600. At 1,600 now, at 1,600, 17. At 17 bid, at 1,700 now, at 1,700. Shout for missing you at 17 bid, at 1,700. At 17 then, Hammers.
Direct from the police, 154,000.
19 bid at 19. 50. At 1950.
2 grand.
At 2 bid at 2. At 2,000 out, 2,000. It's
plus 7.5% indemnity, a minimum of 300 plus VAT. This is the one. They've got all these in next week, hopefully. Failing that, if the paperwork's come through, they'll be next week.
4,000 warranted on the clock, MOT till May 2010. The V5 is here with one owner, minimum fees apply. Plus
one owner, 35,000 different drivers.
2,000. 2,000, £1,000, 5 bid, at 500 now, at 500, at 500, 6.
It won't go over the grand, is it?
9.
Yes, it's gone over the grand.
11.
But for 2010.
With you, at 1,100 with the catalogue. 12.
Wow, I'm surprised it's going up that high.
14, 15, 16, 17. At 1,700, you're all out this side. 17, 18 with the catalogue now. At 1,800, but at 1,800.
It's got heaters.
18, 1,900.
It's got all the LED lighting in there.
1,800, you're out now.
The only problem is you just got to paint the damn things. That's what puts everybody off is the fact that it's a big thing to paint.
At 2,000. At 2 then, sold away at 2.
Sold at 2 grand. So what's that? That's about 2.2, is it, with the VAT and everything? 2.3. This is a beauty. This thing was beautiful. Yeah, I love it, but I wouldn't have one, Dave, because I can't get them up the lanes. I used to have a motorhome, and I was forever rubbing the trees when I was trying to go up the country lanes. Couldn't go in the forest. I couldn't pass anything in the country lanes.
At 12, 13, 14, 15. At 1,500 now, 1,500 in the doorway, 16, 17 in front.
Yeah, that one did have a connecting door, that one did. I was quite surprised over that as well. They normally just have a serving hatch. But that one had a connecting door. This thing hadn't got hardly any marks on it. And it's only got 79,000 on the clock. Again, it's 2010.
3,000. 3-1. At 3-1's on the phone now. 3-1 bid. At 3-1 now. At 3-1. At 3,000. 3-2. At 3-2 bid at 3-2. One more. At 3-2. 3-3.
Yeah, you can cut the hatch into a door. Yes, definitely, Sam. Because there is nothing underneath. You know, you got the window, but then you got an empty space underneath it. There's no units or anything there. I looked at all those others, and I saw those others. I went in the 1 or 2 and had a look in them, and they just got little window sliders, but there was nothing below it. They had got a centre console off the front in between the seats, but you only got to take that out.
Tyler, long diesel Luton, 199,000 warranted on the clock.
Well, I'm quite surprised that Renault fetched 3,300.
It's got an electric tail lift as well.
And that was cheap.
Plus the VAT, 3.5 and start me, 3,000. 2,000, but at 2, at 2,000, out 2,000.
I struggled to get the price for this thing. This has been in for a few weeks running.
At 2,5, but at 2,5.
Hello, Witch on Wheels.
At 2,6 now, at 2,6.
Welcome over to the UK.
2,7 on the Luton now. At 2,7, but at 2,7. At 2,7 now.
Yeah.
At 2,000.
I'm live every Tuesday.
Last call.
Quarter to 11 every Tuesday to watch this auction go through.
Lot number 112, June 99 on the T-Reg, the Volkswagen Transporter 800, the short
I'm drinking tea.
They're not warranted a miles. V5 is here with us. It's UK buyers only, ex-MOD, not direct, plus the VAT, 208, 2,000, 2,500 at 5, 6, 7.
This thing's got a heck of a rattle on the motor. I would not be going for that.
At 800, bid at 800, at 800, 900, at 900,
Wow.
at 900.
Obviously the people don't know the van. I've showed it every week. It's still provisionally sold. I can't believe that either. Let it go. Get it out of the way.
This is April 0707. Is a Ford Transit Tornado short wheelbase diesel low roof 9-seater.
It's not a low roof. It's a medium roof.
To the miles, that's our policy. MOT till May. V5 is here plus the VAT 208.
Low roof is to the top of the doors.
Local company 2,000.
That's a semi-high one. Medium roof.
500 at 5, 6, 7, at 700, 8, at 8, but at 8, 900, at 9, but at 9. With my starter, at 900.
It says short wheelbase. It's not. It was a medium wheelbase. Is it? Can't quite see.
At 1,000 out, 1,000, at 1,000.
I can't even find my mouse. There's my mouse.
The company to us at 1,000, at 1,000, and hammers up. Last call, provisionally sold at 1,000.
It could be a short wheelbase.
Lot number 114, July 1313 of UK Daily, the 35 SLS.
No, if you want to transport her.
It's an automatic.
This, automatic. I don't think I'd want an automatic one.
There's only 2 owners on the logbook, and it's a 16-foot alloy bed.
Us Brits don't like automatics, Richie.
I'm told no VAT on this one. 8 and away, 8,000. 8,000, 7,000, 6,000, start me, come on, 6 bid, at 6,000 now, at 6.
3 a.m. over there.
6, 6.
Yeah. Have you got snow yet? Because I've been watching some of the vids. I haven't watched them all. I've been watching some of the vids and the comments. People say that you have got snow in certain places.
Last call, provisionally sold at 6, 6.
Yeah, this is the one I'll be going for if I was having one. Mercedes Sprinter.
CDI short diesel. It's a 3.5 ton, 156,000 warranted on the clock. MOT till August. V5 is here. Plus the
Says it's a short diesel, but they're like a transit long wheelbase there.
18 at 18, but at 1,800, 19.
And of course, because it's Mercedes, it'll fetch a fortune.
At 1,900 now, at 1,900, at 1,900, but at 1,900, at 1,900, at 19, then hammers up. Last call, provisionally sold at 19.
All right. Oh, we haven't had rain for a week or so here.
6 is November 12 on a 62.
And we're only up to 10 degrees Fahrenheit. Centigrade. 10 degrees centigrade. So it's not freezing. Lowest frost we've had at night time was -6 here. And that was just before Christmas.
Plus the VAT and plus the VAT, 4 and away, 4,000, 4,000, 3,000, 3,000, 2,5 bid, at 2,5 now, at 2,5, 2,6, 2,7, 2,8, 2,9, 3,000, 3,1, at 3,1 bid, 3,2, 3,3.
I can't believe it's fetching that much.
3,5. Try another.
It's only a little short front wheel drive, very low top, very short.
500 then at 3,5 bid, at 3,5 then hammers up, last call, weigh in done at 3,5.
2011, I say 3,3. I'll give it a guess. I'll give it a guesstimate because of what the badge is on the front. VW.
MAT to January 2020. V5 is here. It's got the tow pack, ply line, roof rack. It's on the car damage category C plus the V8.
Oh, it's a category C, so it's had a smack and repaired. It's been crashed and been repaired. Could be just that it's stolen and recovered.
3,000. 3-2.
Oh.
At 3-3.
Well, I said 3-3 and it's gone over that now.
At 3-3 now, 3-3. At 3-3 bid, 3-4. 3-4.
Yeah, Cat C. It's because it's an insurance claim has been on it. Either as a write-off, stolen, recovered. Which, to say whether I like transits or not, everybody will tell you I'm a transit fanatic. I sort of know them inside out. I can work on them. So, yes, I prefer the transit. Don't like these little tiny transit connects. Don't think I'd ever have one of those. Yeah, it would have been 5k if it wasn't damaged. But it only provisionally sold, so it's still there. Anybody want to go in and make an offer on it? Because sometimes, I mean, the ones that have said, you know, can they go in? They've come over. I've met them and gone in the office, and they've bartered with me through the Brightwells, and they've bought it. Yeah. Yeah, it's got to be high top. You've got to be able to stand up. It's got to be a high top van if you're going for one, and you want to stand up. That's all the big vans are gone. Now we're on all the little vans now. And I think I counted 10 of them. Oh, I've moved it again there. Yeah, there's about 10 of them. Where am I there? These are car-derived vans. What's the ground clearance? In the UK, our ground clearance is only about 6 inches clearance. On the transits, they're about 8 inches clearance. Very rare to get one with beefed up suspension like you do in US. 1,000 at 1 bid at 1. On my left it is at 1,000 out. They tend to make the vans higher off the ground over there. I don't know why. Whether it's because of the rough roads, because you have a lot of roads that aren't paved. Hammers up, sold away at 14. Seated. 278 today. Lot number 278. Lot number 144 out the police Mayo 7. Not bad then. Yeah, they're all right. Long wheelbase diesel high roof fan. They're not. It's warranted miles, 94,000 warranted miles, 13 services on the print. The next one I want to see go because it's a fire van. It's off the fire brigade. And they are absolutely mint. There's hardly any marks, blemishes or anything on them. They're 5-seaters. They got 3 seats in the rear, plus all the load area in the back, which is about 2 foot 6, 3 foot deep, about 4 foot high, but about 5 foot wide. At 16 bid on the left on the gate. At 1,600 now. At 1,600 then hammers up. All depends if I'm over your way, Dave. It'll be the cost of the paint, and I'll bring the compressor and the blowgun. At 17 bid, thanks for your help then. Hammers up, sold away at 17 on the left. He's got a number, and it is 298. Roll number 145 out the fire and rescue service to September. I've got a small compressor here. Could do with a bigger compressor. But I got all my spray kit and everything still. 23,000. That's all warrants on the clock here. 23,000 genuine miles. MOT to August 19. The V5 is here. One owner vehicle. You'll regret having it too dark. 4,000. Majority of the time you're going to be in it all year, but believe me, a dark vehicle in the summer gets rather hot inside. But you have got enough insulation there, so. What's wrong with white? It doesn't stand out from anything. Silver I like. Silver blends into the countryside very well.
Lot number 146, out of the hire company to us, November 10 on a 60, the Vauxhall Combo Diesel.
I got nowhere to do it here, Dave. I mean, I'm on a council estate. I've got no drive. So I got nowhere to do it. Got nowhere to do it. The only trouble you have is silver, Dave. That's base coat and a lacquer coat, so that's 2 resprays.
Out the hire company to us, 1600, 17 bid, at 1700 now at 1700, 1800, at 18 bid at 18, at 1800 now at 18.
Oh, I see now. That fire van reached 2,800 quid. That was all right. Provisionally sold though. This thing, they're asking way too much for it, though. Got a mega high mileage on it. 171,000.
170,000 warranted on the clock, 5 services in the book, MOT till September, the V5 is here.
I always use close cell fiberboard I do to insulate my vans with a layer of, in all the channels I put rock wool, fiberglass rock wool, but then I use insulation boarding to do the panels with, and then I seal it with Reflectix and it's aluminium tape, but in America it's aluminum tape. Still spelt the same though.
Roll number 148 out of the company, June 09 on the 09, the full Transit Connect 230. It's a long wheelbase diesel high roof fan. It's 146,000 warranted on the clock. MOT till March 2019. The V5 is here. There's only 2 owners on the logbooks. Ex-police look direct to us. Direct from a local company today, all right? Plus the VAT it is, plus about 1,000 and away, £1,000 then, 1,000.
Yeah, Dave, I tell you what, I've been rallying and that up through the woods on the moors and in my van. Honestly, when I parked it in the woods, coming back, couldn't see it until you got pretty close to it. The silver behind the trees, you know, it just blended in. You couldn't see behind it. Brilliant. Aluminum. Aluminium. Aluminum.
44,000 warranted on the clock. MOT till October 2019.
This Proton has been in for weeks and weeks now.
At 500 now, 500, 600, 700, at 7 bid, at 700 now, at 700, at 700 bid, at 700, at 700 now, at 700, at 700 bid, 800, at 8 bid, at 8, at 800 now, at 800, at 800 bid, at 800, at 800, hammers up, last call, weigh-in done at 800.
Been here a while. I don't wash up very often. Adds flavour to the tea.
Plus the VAT, £1,000 then, 1,500. Start me that then, come on, surely. 2 bid at 2, at 200, 250, 300, at 350.
Honestly, I mean, Dave, if I don't know whether you're coming on the 22nd of February up to Camper Van Tails do at Peak District there. They're all going up with Gadget Dave and all that. One man and his whip. They're all meeting up there. It's on a pub with a caravan side, in a pub with a caravan side. And you'll be surprised that even parking it alongside the hedge, it blends in. It does blend in.
Look at this then. Toyota Hilux Diesel Invincible is the X double cab pickup, the 3-litre automatic.
Okay, then, Witchy, we'll see you again. I'll give you a shout next time you're on. I don't really visit people's YouTube videos if they put one on every day because you know, I'm subscribed to that many that Dave, you'll love Dave. No big lad he is. Yeah, I don't really subscribe to them. If they put them on each day, I'm subscribed to so many that to watch everybody's videos takes up a day, and then you comment. So, thank you. That's not a problem. I call every now and then. If I see something that sort of catches my ears, you know, if you worded it right, then I come and have a look. So, you go to bed at 3 o'clock in US AM.
12.6. At 12.6, slowing it down. 12.7. No, at 12.7 bid, on the right it is. At 12.7 now, 12.7. At 12.7 it's on.
I'd love to go over there. I'd love to.
Sold away at 12.7.
I think it was I think I got a quote once, it was £7,000, which is about 8,000 US dollars, to put my van in a container to take over.
A V5 is here, 2 services in the book, plus a VAT it is then out, the main agent, 4 and away, 4,000, 4,000, 3,000, start me there, then come on surely, 2 and away at 2, at 2,000,
yeah.
2,000.
Does it have to be finished, Dave?
At 2,426.
I can soon throw a mattress on the floor and kip in it.
At 2,8 now, at 2,8.
As long as you've got a kettle, little camp stove and a kettle, well, you don't even need that because you've got all of us around you to make your tea and your breakfast and whatever. I mean, it's only the Friday night and Saturday night, you know, leave on the Sunday. I usually stop another night there, but yeah, that's it. That's all the van's over with. So I'm going to turn this right down because I hate it because it's there. Right, I've turned that right down. Because I know there's one or two of you that like carry on watching the four-wheel drive. Find them totally overpriced. Or they call them Chelsea taxis. Most of them only do the school run. Yeah. Cheap buys over there. Yes. We do have you know, very stiff, like what we call an MOT, a Ministry of Transport test. I know you have tests over there, but ours is very, very stiff nowadays. Very stiff. Dave, you don't need it habitable. Throw the bloody mattress on the floor. We'll cook you the dinner and breakfast and make you tea. That's brilliant. It's in a pub anyway, so we'll have a couple of beers. I'm not sure. I've got a feeling that one man who was with it, Dave, said that Brett was coming up. Well, I don't know. Brett was on here earlier, but of course he's got his mobile, so he's got to pay data. Are you still on, Brett, or have you fallen asleep? Well, yeah. Oh, that's pretty good. I mean, we went up to 20 odd viewers this time. It's dropped down to 17 now. As I said, I spent ages yesterday trying to get that new microphone to go. When I eventually got it to go, it was so quiet. No, you know, I couldn't hear myself. I could hear myself, but I'd got it absolutely full volume on the computer, and I still struggled to hear it. If I put it right up here, I could hear everything. But the laptop microphone's still working, and that's the one you're hearing me on. The bed is almost built. Oh, right. Yeah. Have you not got the heater in yet? You've got the heater. Why haven't you got the heater in? That'll only take an hour or two. Get that heater in. No, it'll be a lot nicer when you're working in there to have that heater going. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, where's your little slave, Dave? I mean, he's usually there helping.
26. 2006 then. Left-handed hammers up at 2006. AC. 177, you've got a 110 Defender now. This is a diesel TDCI, September 11. 22,000 on the clock.
I don't care.
MOT, April the 12th, logbooks.
I'm going to roll a fag.
Got a service book and manuals in the...
I was tinkering with the layout, so I hadn't decided where final position. Right. I know that final position can sometimes, if you don't get it right, it can fall in the upright of a unit or something like that. But I do say try and put it as far away from the bed area as possible, because that's the last thing you want is that droning. If you put it underneath the bed, you don't want that. You'll have your ear right down on the pillow and you will hear it. My slave has probably, oh, been poorly. Oh, you've overworked him. You've overworked him. That's what it is. I did see a comment the other day on yours. He made a comment on yours anyway, and I usually read through them just to find out who's taking the mickey out of you. I'll sort them. That's the best thing that bloke did, to shut up. Oh. Yeah.
2.5 diesel Denver Max. 148,000 is warranted miles here. Logbooks with this and sold plus VAT.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Get a pipe and stick it into Dave's van, and then you can suck all the heat out of his van. Yeah. I've done that before, Mike. I did put an outlet for an air dispatcher through the side of the wall and put a cap on it. I put a screw cap on it. And I used to be able to plug an extra hose in it, and I used to have the heater in the awning as well. I'm going to call it conservatory then. Have the heater in the conservatory in the awning. Yeah. Which was good. The one year I took the grandson. He couldn't have been no more than about 10 then, 10 or 11, and he wanted to sleep in a little tent. He'd got a little one-man tent, new experience, and he slept in the tent, and we connected that little hose as though the heating went into his tent as well. He was as snug as a bug in a rug. £7,000 for no 5. Woo. That's what you want to buy and sell, is Land Rovers, by the looks. There's loads of military Land Rovers down the far end of this place, and majority of them are non-runners, and I haven't seen them go through yet. Loads of military ones. But of course, you've got to be a resident of the UK to buy military, ex-mod. You've got to prove that you're a resident of the UK to be able to buy an ex-mod van, ex-mod vehicle. Rolled that 5 minutes ago and it still hadn't lit it.
It's done 169,000 warranted miles, 11 services. Last one was 10,000 miles ago, November 17. MOT September 29th. Logbooks here.
And no, I don't normally smoke in the house. I always smoke in the conservatory or outside the door. It's just the kids won't be back until 5, 6 o'clock tonight.
724, the back, 76. 76 offered at 7,600 now. At 76, 7,600 quickly now. Now's your chance at 76. Looking round.
I went to another funeral yesterday. I was going to put some snippets of that on, but we ended up in the Royal British Legion, and of course getting in there with the old boys and everything. Oh, I waddled home. Funeral was 1:30 and I didn't get home until stupid o'clock. I had one or two sherbets too many.
This is Nipolo 6 Defender 110, hardtop TD5 diesel with 115,000, and that's warranted mileage. Logbooks with this from the company to us, and sold
Yeah.
as well.
I'll turn this round. And I'll show you. If I can get the camera set up right. I'll flick over cameras. If I can find my mouse again. Where's my mouse? There he is. That one. Move it over. And this is how I'm watching it. I got... what is it? It's OBS there running. I got the chat in a box behind it, and then I've got the sales on there. But I got to make sure that my chat box, right? If I click on it, I got to make sure it goes to the back, because if I click on it, look, it half overlaps this screen. So I've got to click on this one to bring it back to the front. That's how I run it. I use the little camera that's up there in the laptop microphone down here, and my GoPro on a stand. And that's how I use it.
You're out, 7, 2-8, now on the right, 2-8, 2,800, no VAT.
Majority of these four-wheel drives are privately owned. Yes, majority of them are. They do have a run of military ones going through. Very rare have the police 4x4s go through. A lot of environmental agency ones go through. Hi Sam, dumb question, do you need certain license to drive the box ambulances, or is in this country you're allowed to on an ordinary car license you're allowed to drive up to a 7.5 ton. To be able to drive a 7.5 ton you have to have a CPC license, and that's another test of driver's competence. To be able to, but when you tax and insure them as a camper, it's no longer business, so you don't need that CPC then. So you can drive up to a 7.5 ton in this country on an ordinary car license.
6-3, 6,300 now on the corner. 4, 6, 4, 5, 6, 6.
Those ambulances, I believe, are 5 tons. The Sprinter ones. That yellow one that went through. Yeah. No, new drivers can't drive up to 7.5 ton now. They can only go up to 3.5 ton on a single wheel. I think you'll find they're not allowed to drive a 3.5 ton Transit if it's got a dual axle on the back, a dual wheel axle on the back. They definitely can't tow a trailer unless they've passed a test with a trailer on. I wish they'd bring it in that they couldn't take over 800cc, because it is the young lads that are spoiling it for all the others. You race up and down this estate. One day, it's just the fact that the kids don't play outside because it's cold and damp at the moment. But one day they'll kill a lad down here.
It's a 63 plate Ford Ranger and diesel pickup double cab limited, 3.2 TDCI, private entry. 58,000 is the warranted mileage.
Grandfather rights. We had grandfather rights. That was pretty good. But of course, that grandfather rights is taken away now to drive commercially. You don't need you still need that driver competence, because I've got a class 1 and I've let it go now. But I was still, even to drive an articulated lorry, you still have to have a CPC. To drive the 7.5 tonner, still have to have, if it was for goods, you have to have a 7.5 ton CPC license. So if I borrowed a lorry to move my own furniture or something like that, you don't need it. You borrow a 7.5 tonner or rent one, I know I've gone on to the, I do a little bit of part-time work for the local chicken company around here, and they go and fetch live birds with one driver. He'll drive to deliver the chickens, and I've gone with them and able to drive the truck back for them because it's no longer for hire reward. So then I can drive it back without a CPC.
It says the vehicle has been salvaged because of a structural damage, but it has been declared suitable for repair following a technical evaluation.
Yeah, you don't, if it's recreational, if it's a camp, if you've converted it to a camper, I do believe if like these rally boys, these racers and that, they can put they can have a 7.5 tonner and put their own car on it to take it to meetings and things like that, because that's private light goods. They don't need a CPC for that because they're not doing it for payment. It's only when you're doing it for payment do you need a CPC.
8,000 pound bid now 8,200 nets out at 8.2.
So you could go up to a 10 tonner and get it down rated. You can get a 10 ton lorry and down rate that to 7.5 ton and still drive it. I'm not 100% sure if it is for pleasure, whether you can still drive a 10 ton on an ordinary car license. Don't know.
This is an October 10 Ranger, diesel 2.5, XL TDCI, 25,000 warranted miles only.
I was driving their vans for them, Dave. It's Springfield Poultry this way. I was driving their vans for them, and also Sun Valley, which is Newman's now, and Cargill's. But they had they did have some wreckers, all little fridge vans. They were some wreckers, held together with chewing gum and elastic bands. And after I said that, I don't like the idea of getting up at stupid o'clock in the morning to do the long run, freezing cold in there, no heaters, and you got the fridge on max. And I left. As soon as I left, they had all brand new vans, brand new Transits, the new shape ones, the Mark 8s. So I shit out there. They only phone me now when they're desperate.
Ranger diesel 2.5 XL TDCI, and 98,000 is on the clock here, and that is warranted. October 28th, and the logbooks with us, just the one name on that. Sold plus VAT then. Here we are. In your hands here again. 5,000. Where do you want to be? 3. 2 bid. I got 2,000.
I went from Hereford here all the way up to Manchester with a load of chickens on in a 7.5 ton lorry, and of course in the heat you can't really have the curtains closed, so all the containers were strapped down, but they forgot to put the straps over the back pallet, which stops the drawers sliding out from the frame. Going up the M6, a couple of lorries were flashing me and I thought I knew them, so I was flashing and waving back. It's because the drawers in the back of the lorry had come out and dropped onto the bed, and the chickens were jumping out of the baskets and going down the M6. There was bloody white chickens all the way up the M6. It was pitch dark, I left at 1 o'clock in the morning. Pitch dark, so I couldn't see behind me. Of course, that thing hadn't got a governor on it, and so I flying along. I could do 90, but I sort of stuck to 60, 62, so nobody could catch me up and tell me. So,
205, a cheaper commercial. 3.299. This is 141,000 on the clock, warranted. No paperwork at the moment. If we get it, we'll say.
Have you watched Fire Angel's latest video? I felt sorry for her again. I'm in love with her. I wish she'd be my future ex-wife. I fell in love with her again. She has some shit, she does. But the trouble is, she keeps getting stuck. She's trying to wild camp in all these other places. But the lad that's with her, he's in a LDV, and he doesn't seem to get stuck. So why did he go first and tow her out? She does need, well, yeah. Well, she wants a tractor in front of it. Or a set of horses up the front. Why did the lad in the LDV go out first and tow her out, or something like that? Did you see how far she tipped it into that one hole in the dark? What are you doing trying to get off there in the dark? I do wish she'd be my future ex-wife.
At 15, 16. No, that's 17. No, the 80 chaps. 1700, 1700, at 1700. Out on the bin, don't drop your cliffs. At 1700, at 1700, last call. At 17.
I think she does just like being rescued. She is lovely. She is lovely. Down to earth, I reckon. And I know for a fact what she's got to say, she'll say it, whether it pleases or offends. I like that. She did send me a message this morning because I commented on her thing last night. She did send me a message this morning. What did she say? It cost her. She called the RAC out, so that didn't cost. You know, it's just the membership. But she had to have a new pulley belt. I think that was. Did she say it was 14 or 40 quid? I can't remember now.
This is a December 09 Defender 110 County double cab pickup.
But I think that's only because as she dropped it into that hole, the dirt rammed up in there and sheared it off, I reckon.
September the 14th. Logbooks here, one owner. History print out in 3 seats plus VAT.
They should all come with a mute button. I agree there, but I'm not man enough to say it. A mute and an off.
7-2 on the left, 7-4, 7-4, 7-6 seated, at 7-6, 7-8, 7-8, 8,000, 8 offered, 8-2.
8 grand for 2009. Whoa.
8-6 on my left now, 8-6, 8,006, hammers up 8.
Can you lot still hear it when I turn the volume up in here?
At 9,000 bid, 9,000.
Did it alter at your end? It shouldn't have done. Opinion on car campers. My opinion on Sam on car ones is no room. Okay for a weekender, you want to weekend fishing or something like that, but you couldn't live in it. I know they do. I know they do. My ex-wife made me. Yeah. I daren't have voice activating gates here. Trust my van.
5,003 out at the cafe, sir. At 5,3. 5,003 then. Last call at 5,3. G.
Little what?
210. This is a March 2000 Defender.
Yeah, oh yeah, I understand. Yeah, about Sam's opinions on car campers. Car campers, you know, I don't think you'd be that uncomfortable in one. Yeah, I do admit I've got a Ford Galaxy, right, 7-seater Galaxy, and if I put the beds down in that, and if I put all the seats down, lie in there, right, I've still got sort of 2 foot space between me and the front seats, right? But if I put my arm up in the air, I still can't touch the roof when I'm laid down. Still can't touch the roof. So I have slept in the car. And it's got real dark limo glass in the back, so nobody can sort of see. Once you turn the light out, they can't see in there anyway. But I have slept in that before, and it was great, you know. Camp stove on the front seat whilst I was in bed. The trouble is, all my clothes were in carrier bags up the front as well. Lived in an escort estate. Oh. Yeah. You were lucky, Dave. The last 2 weeks, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. You can't get dressed in the car, can you? Really, it's so cramped. I can in this Galaxy. I can get dressed in the Galaxy. That's no problem. But in an ordinary car like that, and an Escort, I mean, you go like that, and you touch both doors, don't you? Hi, old school and Pebbles. What's it like in Oz? Very cold here. Well, I say cold. It's 10 degrees when I came in. Yeah, that's the only way you can do it, Dave, is to dress lying down or get out and get dressed. I did have a Mark II Cortina estate, which I had slept in the past, but we had to stand up behind it. We had a tarpaulin that went around the back door. Waste of time because everybody could still see through. Yeah. Yeah. I've come home drunk on my bike, and I put the bike to bed and stood in the shed all night. Yeah, all right. So definitely a lot warmer than what it is here. And it's 7:57 p.m. and it's midday here. Midday here. And 10 degrees. According to the thermometer outside, it's 10 degrees outside. But it is getting colder by all accounts. Hopefully over Dave's and Brett's way.
Number 70, 70. Just pop and seat, yeah. Come.
Yeah, Dave might be able to work that. Come over, paint your van, and paint Brett's new van at the same time.
It's a 2.2 diesel. It's a TD.
Because I think Brett's trying to find a garage to rent, isn't he? So at least he'll have somewhere to work. But he's got to sell the little van as well.
September this year, logbooks here, 2 owners. Sat nav, electric memory heated seats.
Yeah. Yeah.
3 out of 2 then.
Yeah. My daughter told me we're having mother-in-law for Christmas lunch. I said, why can't we have turkey like everybody else? She's a bit tough.
4-6. Top row. 4-7. 4-8. On the top, 4-8 bid now, 4-8 at 4,800, at 4-8, hammers up, at 4,008, now's your chance, last call, 4-8 then we'll ask at 4-8, see.
Yeah.
232, this is out of the...
Yeah, Dave, going back to that, my eldest daughter was conceived in a Mark II Cortina estate car. I love that car. She was conceived in the back of that one.
MOT 12th of July, logbooks here, 2 owners as well. There we are, guys, off to go here, put it in. I'm in your hands here, Jay. 2 bid, I got 2,000.
But there again, if I go back and all the old cars that I have had, I've had Mark 1s, I've had Mark 1 Escort GT, Mark 1 Escort van, Mark 2 Escort van, I've had all these old cars. If only I'd still got them and I'd tucked them away in a shed, dry stored them, I'd be worth a fortune now.
29 at 29 now, at 29, hammers up, at 29, I'm offering this then, on the left, provisional, at 29. The 94, was it? Yeah.
That's definitely a school run car, that is. It is over here.
Qashqai.
Yeah, no, an estate car. It was an estate car. Put the seats down. Perhaps the handbrake is the father after all, and I got married for no bloody reason. I've been divorced 38 years. I brought all 3 children of mine up on my own. And run, I had all the way through bringing them up, I had 11 taxis and 2 minibuses on the road, and I kept them going as well for quite some time. I sold the business in the end because I couldn't really cope. Yes, mate. Yes, the ambulance is gone. There was only 2 this week. They're all next week. And I started at 11, well, quarter to 11 on GMT every Tuesday morning. Every Tuesday morning, I put it on live. This is still going now. I've been on 1 hour 16 minutes now. I'm glad I don't. There's just a one-off cost with the internet. I could run it off my mobile phone because I'm still with British Telecom with my mobile phone, and I get 15 gig of data a month. But if I do run out, the daughter's got. We had 4 SIMs off BT, just 4 SIMs, and we were our old phones, our old orange phones. We were all paying about 35 to 45 quid a month, and the costing that, and no, if you were on limited calls, you had 60 minutes of calls and about 200 texts, right? But now we've gone over to BT. They've given us 4 SIMs. We put them in our phone, and we pay 25 quid a month, unlimited calls, unlimited texts, and they've all got 4 gig of data each. But that's each. It's not each. It's for 25 quid a month for all 4, right? Because I go off camping, I wanted more on mine, so I pay an extra 5 quid a month. So we're on £30 a month now, and I get 15 gig of data on mine. If I do run out, we can transfer data from phone to phone, and we can, send a gig. She can send a gig to me if I need it, without any extra cost. But 25 quid a month for all 4, unlimited calls, unlimited texts, and 4 gig of data each was it was a no-brainer. We had to do it. We had to do it. Now it doesn't worry me. Now if I miss a call, I'll ring people back. Before I never used to ring people back because I was pay as you go a lot of the time. I went to pay as you go after paying a contract, and because we knew this offer was coming up through BT, and we waited, but I wouldn't ring anybody back on pay as you go. Yeah, old school. There was only 1 green ambulance in this week. All the rest, they haven't had the paperwork through, so they're all going next week. Failing that, they will be in the week after. They've promised. Paperwork or no paperwork. And what you saw the video yesterday, there's quite a few down the bottom. I think there was about 6, 8 of them, maybe more. But I liked that one fire brigade ambulance. I did like that. That one Brett wants, because there was no rust in that one at the back, and it already got glass in the sides. And if he left it red, it would still blend in, same as his van does. Yeah.
Last chance at 5-2. We'll ask at 5-2. Provisional with the coffee. Just here with 2:37.
Dave, when you say about that handbrake, I used to court a girl, and she was a lovely girl, but honestly, in that Mark II Cortina estate, she was a big girl. When I say she was a big girl, she couldn't pass her handbag from hand to hand. She had to chuck it. She was huge, but I loved her to bits. It was still a teenage crush, I think. Well, she crushed me. But she used to get in the Cortina, right? Used to be able to shut the door, but she had to give it a few yanks, right? And then I had to get her to open the door and lean out so I could let the handbrake off. Just couldn't reach it. She sat half on my seat as well. So, but Beauty was skin deep. They turned her inside out. Yeah. I remember making love to her at my auntie's, a little old black and white cottage way out in the country. And we'd have been for a long walk, and we got back, and my auntie wasn't there. So I took her upstairs, and bloody legs of the bed went through the floor. You try explaining that. When my auntie come back, and there was these in the kitchen ceiling. There was these 4 bloody legs of the bed sticking through. That cost me a fortune. That did. Yeah. Don't need handbrake. I would, you know, I've got handbrake in my van, and I only ever put it on when I'm in town. But now it's parked out there. The handbrake isn't on. I always leave it in gear. I hate it because it's got disc brakes on the back, and of course, the slightest bit of rain, they rust on.
6.5 in the middle, 6.5 at 6,500 bid, 6.5, 6,500, 6 here, 6, one more K7, 6, 6, 8, 6, 6,
That wasn't nice, Dave. Funny though. Yeah.
7,000 we asked then at 7,000.
It was talcum powder. Yeah.
06 ML320 CDI Sport Auto.
She came to my house the one day, and my old man was just on his way out to work, and he opened the door and he said, "Kevin's in the living room," and he said, "But you'll have to move." And she said, "Why?" I said, "I ain't got enough diesel to go round you."
3.5 bid now, 3.582 at 3.5, 3.5, last call. No, provisional at 3.5. 241 Freelander 2, 2.2 TD4S5 door, January 12. Miles not warranted policy here. MOT 24th of January logbooks.
Do you know, I've never ever really sat this far through the 4-wheel drive sale. Never ever. I've never been to the 4-wheel drive sale.
3, 5.3, 5.4, 50, 5.5, 5,500.
Right then, people. I've got a sore throat, and I'm going. My eyes are full of water. Yeah. There's always sweat with me. It's a long climb. Always burnt my arse on the light bulb.
Range Rover Sport, a 2.7 TDV6 S automatic. December 07.
Started the yacht race. Took mine on the beach, and they had to tell her to get off because the tide wanted to come in.
15,000 miles ago, May 17, MOT May 2nd, logbooks with this, 2 owners only, leather trim, sunroof, and all there for you by the look of it. Couple of keys too. Start me here then.
I remember farting the one night, and I said, "Oh, no. I said, I'd pack this in. I can't take another 68 of those."
4-2, 4-3, 4-3, 4-4. 4-4 bid now, 4-4 at 4,005, 4-5 on the right, 4-6, 4-6, 4,600 at 4-6, at 4,006 now, at 4-6 anymore, at 4-6, 4,006, hammers up, it's provisional, last call, at 4.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said I couldn't take another 68 of those.
243, out of the main dealer. Range Rover Sport, 3-litre SDV6 HSE automatic. It's a March 12 model, registered model, 64,000
All right, we've still got 12 on. I'm quite surprised. It's either you're listening to us doing dirty talk, or you are watching the 4x4s.
12, 18, 15, 12 bid, 12,000 bid of starters bid, 12 bid, 12.5, 12.8.
I'll bring it down as though, because everybody can get this online. I bring it down as though the address is at the top. Alright. Should have a medal. No. I had a bloody plank strapped across my arse. There's the web address at the top. Yeah, there's the web address if anybody can see it. I could make it bigger. No, I can't. Yes, I could. This, you know, it's on. They transmit their own. This I'm only retransmitting it for them. Listen, Dave, you can fit anything in there with a big hammer and a welder. But have you seen the seats in the front of mine? I put Ford Galaxy seats in there, Mark 1 Ford Galaxy seats. And they've already got a spinner underneath them. You've got to make an extra couple of brackets or make some new seat bases because they are wider, I think. They're wider in the base, but that's what I use. They automatically come with swivels on the bottom, and they're so comfortable. I think I've only ever turned the driver's one round to face backwards once, and that was for the grandson to use the bed up the front. Twice. One for the photographs for DVLA to show that I'd got a 6'6" bed. But I use Ford Galaxy front seats. They've all got the Mark 1 Galaxies. They got automatic swivels on them. You've got to cut a little bit off because they in a Galaxy they only do a 90-degree turn. Why have I still on that screen? Let's fade back. Yeah, so that's what I put in mine, and they are brilliant. They're so comfortable. The dogs like them anyway. They're and the dog air comes out of them quite quickly as well. Yeah. I only ever use the passenger seat. That I sit in a lot because my telly is above the fridge, so I can watch it either when I'm in bed or if I'm sat at the front. I can't watch it when I'm sat at the table, but I got the laptop on then when I'm sat at the table. I won't watch TV. I sit in the passenger seat facing backwards. Have the sliding door wide open so I can see the scenery. Brilliant. When I'm out on motorsports, I still turn the passenger seat 90 degrees to the door and to the side passenger door, and I sit there and I do the paperwork through the door. My feet don't touch the floor, mine. A long way from up there down to the floor. Yeah, Dave, believe me, when you get those front mats and that out, you'll be surprised how much water has got underneath them and how much rust you'll have in the front. Usually around the tops of the steps and up along the back of the wheel arch. They're renowned for it. I still haven't. I took my steps out and cleaned my steps up. Took the plastic steps out, cleaned those up. You usually end up breaking the tabs off from the step covers because they're screwed in from outside underneath the step. And of course, they get wet, rust out, seize in there. Dave, yeah, definitely have a look at those seats. I mean, I'll be out there possibly this afternoon fitting the amp meter, doing a video on that. So I'll show you. I'll include it in the video. Even though they're like I've got the Draylon ones. I didn't like the cloth ones. The Draylon ones are very hard wearing. I mean, I'm in and out of the side of my van, and you know they got the nice side cups to stop your arse sliding around in the seat when you're going around cornering. You got armrests on them. Lovely it is. Yeah. Right then, people, I'm going to finish this here, and I'm going to go visit the little boy's room, and I want another cup of tea, and then I'm going out, and I shall be making the next video for tomorrow this afternoon, if I have time to edit it tonight, because the kids will be back. I've got to do tea tonight. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I always said when I was going out with that girl I should have had a transit van then, and I think she would have still put me overweight. But I'm not saying that. Right, Dave, thank you, Manch. I'll see you in the future. Everybody else, there's still 10 of you watching. That's nine including Manch. Not including Manch. Everybody, I'll definitely be back on next Tuesday. I want to see those ambulances go through. That one fetched a lot of money today because it was the only one, but you wait until next week and those ambulances go through one after another. They'll definitely go for a lot cheaper than that. So I'll see you all next Tuesday. Hopefully I'll get another 2 videos out before then. See you all. If I can find out how to turn this thing off. I can turn that off easy. Where's... No, I can't. Yes, I can. There it is, look. Turn it off. There's my list of videos. Cheers, Steve. Oh, you didn't say much today, Steve. I'll catch you all next week. Or in the meanwhile, end screen, I found it. That's it. Catch you all again. Bye-bye.